South Africa, and Eskom. In other words, Eskom is the biggest electricity generating company in South Africa. And now they wanted to beneficiate the fly ash, the waste product from the coal, and find what other uses they can use for the fly ash. And they wrote a project and said to my supervisor and said, look for women, females, whatever, just look for somebody who's going to solve this problem for us. We want to be able to turn the fly ash into something that is sustainable, into something that is useful. And so they contacted me. At the time, I was a mother. My daughter is there in the crowd. Say hi. I was a young mother. I have 2 kids. She was 7 at the time, and I had a boy who was 5 at the time. Having a PhD wasn't on my plan. But when I saw the money they were going to pay me to do the research, I changed my mind. And so I came to South Africa, and that has been the turn of everything. Anyway, with the research, we were able to convert the fly ash into a catalyst. I was able, and that's one of the things that women do. We are not very self-confident of our achievements. We feel that when we talk about our achievements, we are boasting. But I found that men that don't even know anything, they are so boastful. They don't know, and they will come and talk with so much confidence, and I'll be like, oh my, this man is talking nonsense. But he's talking nonsense with so much confidence. How much more we women that are so full of brilliance? Why can't we talk and be bold? Thank you. And so I was able to convert fly ash into a catalyst. And this catalyst, I was able to use it to catalyze, it's called a trans-esterification reaction, and convert waste oil into biodiesel. And we'll talk about that in the panel session that I'm going to be moderating later on. So why am I telling all that story? I'm telling you that story because a lot of us are hidden. We are not exhibiting or blossoming or being the best we can be because we are eating. Personal development makes us shine, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it today. I'm a little bit nervous. I want to calm down. Can you help me to calm down? Thank you. I want you to hold my hand. Thank you. All right. Okay. So my topic today is empowering women, personal development strategies. I'm not going to waste time. 5 minutes, I'll be out of here. In academia, we talk a lot, but here I'm not going to talk a lot. Okay, I was very particularly inspired by this topic because I believe that as women, being empowered makes us powerful. And when I mean empowered, I'm not saying being rich. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about you. Say after me, the greatest asset I have is me. You're not telling me with confidence. The greatest asset I have, Omotola, I have is me. So no matter where I go, no matter what happens to me, no matter what circumstances, COVID, after COVID, trans-COVID, post-COVID, pre-COVID, whatever, I will shine. I will make it. I will transpire. I will transform. Why? Because I have personally developed myself in that no circumstance, no situation, I would always make something out of my life. And I'm here to challenge you. We all need to be like that. And I'm not saying that we don't need the men. I'm not saying that you don't need a support. But I'm saying that when you're empowered, in the way that I'm going to explain, you will be somebody that everybody wants to give opportunities to. And when you have opportunities, then you build them. Yeah. Okay, next slide. So what is personal development and why is it important? Personal development just means that you're developing your person, you. And it involves improving your skills, your mindset, your confidence, setting goals for yourself, learning new things and taking action to drive your dreams and achieve your dreams. Yesterday, I had the privilege to go pick the Honorable Minister of Defense of the Maldives at the airport. And I rode with her in the car. I came to the hotel, we ate together on the table. Why? How did this happen? Because I have personally developed myself. I have built a mindset that I'm going to sit at the tables of kings. And once you make up your mind that you can do it, you will begin to see that opportunities will come across your way. You will begin to have influence and connections to people that you never thought you could. And I know the minister is going to invite me to the Maldives very soon. And I'm going to be showing pictures on my Instagram page. Thank you. Thank you in advance, ma'am. Next. Okay. So, in my capacity as someone who is a little bit learned, I want to tell you how you can personally develop yourself in such a way that will make you stand out. Number one is value. You cannot be somebody that can maximize your potential if you don't have something to offer. You must be a person of value. Why are you wearing the clothes that you're wearing, sir? You're wearing it because it has value. It's covering you. It's making you look attractive. It's protecting you from the temperature. A lot of us have experienced the cold winds of Cape Town, and you aren't seeing nothing yet. Yes, Cape Town is so beautiful. By the time we go for our tour, you will see the ambience and the aesthetics of the city, and I'm sure you will love it. And I want to apologize on behalf of South Africa. Sorry for the load shedding. I know a lot of you have been feeling a little bit uncomfortable. This too will pass. It shall pass. So you have to have value. It's only value that you can give in exchange for money. And that's why we women, we are naturally valuable to God. We have so much that is inside of us that makes us stand out from men. Yesterday, Belema was saying, you women, you just enjoy. In other words, he's saying, women find it easy. Why? Personally, I find it easy sometimes to get yes from men. All I need to do is to wink my eye or be flirty a little bit. Is that not true? Yeah, we can find our way around these things. However, that is not value. Value is when you give something more in exchange for what you get. So for example, now I'm speaking, I'm giving you value. And I know that by speaking up, by talking, I have deposited a lot of information and knowledge and understanding in myself that I'm offering up. And by this experience, I know that some people might want to call me, be my friend, or want to give me money, or want to give me opportunities to speak sometime in future. That is value. So, in whatever you do, please be valuable. Because there's one thing, value does not beg. If you have value, you don't need to beg. You don't need to say, you just say, this is my charge. And because they know you're valuable, they will pay you for what you say you want to get paid for. The second one is strategic relationships. And I'm going to say a short story. I met Belema, the organizer of this conference, by coincidence. I have never heard of African Women Summit before. Somebody just sent me the flyer and asked me, did I hear about it or something? I said, no, I've never seen this before. And then he said, okay. And then I started asking around, because one of my goals for 2023 was that I was going to increase my network. I was going to have, begin to associate more outside of academia. Academia is we're very serious people. And we're very, I don't want to use those words, but you know what I mean. We're not very open-minded. Yeah, and we always believe other people are stupid, Apologies. Yeah, when we start to argue and you don't talk intellectually, they think, oh. Anyway, so at the end of the day, I paid for I got interested, and I was like, this is something that I think I would want to attend. And then I paid, and unfortunately the payment didn't go through. So I had to look for who was in charge, and I got in touch with Belema. And then he told me, sorry, this money hasn't gone through. And that's how we started talking. And then I noticed that they didn't really have a lot of people that were on ground to help them run things. And then being strategic, you know what I did? I told him, I said, Belema, me, I'm living here in Cape Town. I have a house, I have a car, I have networks, I have people. I can help you do these things. I didn't say it directly, but I was just offering, you know. And then he was like, where have you been all my life? And that's how I got into this program. And if you see me and Belema, you think that we've known each other for a long time. I met him for the first time in my life yesterday when I picked him up at the airport. So clap for me now. And with that relationship, I have met all of you. So what am I saying? You have more, so much deposited in you if only you will be courageous enough to harness it. Strategic relationships, you have to be strategic. Women, we have to be strategic. Elegant women are strategic. Strategy is one of the things that elegant women have. I can come up to her and say, Madam, please, I need 1,000 naira. And she'll say, I don't have. But if I come to her and say, Madam, you look so beautiful. I really admire your way you spoke. However, I'm willing to offer you a service. Do you want me to offer you the service? And if she says, if it's of value to her, she'll say yes or she'll say no. And then I can renegotiate. What am I doing? I'm being strategic. I'm not just going to forcefully have a relationship with her. You have to give something to take something. Next, reputation. I see it on social media all the time. A lot of younger generation just want to blow without building, without having foundation. I started teaching 23 years old. Now I'm going to be 45. And before I started building my brand, I was already about 19 years into my career. In other words, I have built a reputation. My reputation now speaks for me. When Belema wanted to start, going deep with respect to organization and all of that, he went online and checked me out. He checked my LinkedIn, he checked my website, he checked Google, and then he came back, he said, Madam, you're a powerful woman, and you look like this. You don't even look like, I'm speaking my native accent now. Yeah, I'm just being theoretical. So he came back and said, you're powerful, Now, he could now trust me with money. Because I have built a reputation. And my reputation speaks for me. And that brings me to a point. If you have substance, please build your brand strategically. Whatever you put online, let it speak of you the way you want to be addressed. Do you understand? When they type Chinyere, what do they see? When they type Sifofelo, what will they see? Do you understand? So your reputation will make people want to trust you. And of course we hear it all the time. If you don't get the trust, like, no factor, nobody will do business with you. Next. Okay. This is the third to the last slide. One of the things that also limits women from maximizing their potential is our belief systems. And it's not our fault. It's the fault of our culture, it's the fault of our education, it's the fault of our backgrounds, and it's the fault of our environments. A lot of the times, we have this timid disposition to life, and it's not our fault. And I'll give an example. When I came in 2008 to South Africa, and I started teaching in the university, I noticed that the female South African students were very timid. To answer questions in class was a problem. They were so oppressed by the system and by the fact that they come from very difficult and poor backgrounds. So when I asked them questions in class concerning the basic concepts I'm teaching them, they would be like, no, I don't want to answer. Because they're scared, they're fearful. And they believe that most of the time they cannot be rich or they cannot be successful. Why? The apartheid had destroyed their courage and systems, the belief system. As a matter of fact, generations of their mothers and their mothers have been housekeepers, have been domestic workers. So a lot of times, at the time I'm talking, was almost 14 years ago, 13 years ago, at the time many of them came to school against all odds, and the government encouraged them by sponsoring their education. But right now, the female black South African is brilliant. Oh my God, they are brilliant. I see them now. I traveled to the US a year ago. By the time I came back and I started to see some of the students and what they do, I was so happy. Now the message has changed. They are now overcome their limiting belief because now they see that with education, the right network, and of course the internet has made them more bold and courageous to live the life God designed for them to live. So our mindset is very, very important, extremely important. If you don't believe that you can do it, you will never be able to do. And two things. One, anything created or physical or manifested physically has already been manifest in the spiritual first before it manifests in the open. So if you believe you are going to be successful, you have to see it in your mind. You have to know and believe. When I saw the flyer, I just know I wanted to be here. And look at me speaking. I manifested it because I overcame that limiting belief that no matter what, I'm going to be here. Next. Yeah, a lot of women are very, very, very guilty of this. We take care of everybody. We don't take care of ourselves. Yeah, we take care of our husbands. We take care of our children. We come last. Things are changing nowadays anyway. But as a matter of fact, we still need to do more in this area. Go and check your blood pressure. Do cancer, cervical cancer tests. Go and do breast cancer tests. Take rest when you need to. Be careful of your mental health. All of those things are very, very important. And one thing I also notice, a person that is grateful, that practices gratitude, would always get more, would always receive more. Opportunities will open for that person. So let's give him gratitude. And with that, let's say thank you to the organizers of this conference. It was really, really hectic organizing this thing. I can tell you, behind the scenes I was there, it was really, really hectic. And they needed to be applauded. Next. Yeah. So, before we leave this conference, I want us to build strong networks. I want you to walk up to me and introduce yourself to me, and let's build a community. And I'm also going to walk up to a lot of people and build networks, because networks is really what gives us much value. Network is really what makes you rich, not money. It's people. It's people. Not money, not salaries. Next. Next. Okay. Thank you.
Dr. Omotola, she is so much fun. I also met her in the strangest way. I somehow got given her number, and then we started talking on the phone, and only today we meet in person. She was already helping me yesterday. I love what you spoke about foundation. I think it's so important. I'm going to share just a little bit of a short story of what happened to me. So yesterday I had the absolute honor of moderating a budget vote, a dialogue. So I was on Parliament duty yesterday.